rest of my life with?
No, your favorite.
Pardon?
Your favorite villain of all time, Xena.
Ooh, well, I like them all. Oh, I like that Velasca. I like her a lot. It's awfully hard to beat Callisto.
Yeah!
Artie! That bitch put a spider in my mouth. She and I, we have such a beautifully strained relationship to this day. I'm gonna go with Alti. Alti. For spite abuse. Hello. Hello.
I'm Michael from Palm Springs. My favorite episode is in Sickness and Hell.
Yes.
And I was wondering if you could just tell us a little bit about that, your personal experiences, any fun that you had with that episode, because you look like that.
In Sickness and Hell, that was my husband torturing me because I am bonkers about head lice. I cannot help it. I don't know why I can't be cool about head lice. Could have been that photo shoot. You know, when you go, my kid had head lice this week, but I don't think I've got it. And you're like, so that was Rob writing in my true phobia, my true mania, and I think he had to give Renee something equally, or maybe even more distasteful, depending on your preference.
So you gave her Skin Rod?
Again?
So you gave her Skin Rod?
Oh, we're talking about the Sickness and Hell. Did you get that, you guys? What?
So you gave her Skin Rod? That was the...
She got some dirty skin disease. Yeah. We hate that, right?
Right.
It's a bummer having those things. The steroid creams and there was no steroid creams. What did we put on it in those days? What did she have on her? Seaweed stuff? Cheese. Sheep dung. Oh, it's a panacea. Everybody knows that. Sheep dung. Except it wasn't sheep's. Ew. Guys, it's soft. Give me the back.
They told me it was just the makeup department's clay, though. I don't know.
Is Renee's mic working? What's your question, darling? We'll share a mic.
Basically, when people think about the hero's journey storyline, most people would assume Xena's the hero.
Sorry. Get real close to that mic.
Okay, is this better? Regarding the hero's journey storyline, most people would assume that since Xena is the hero, quote, hero, that, not that she wasn't, but that it's her story, but really it's more of Gabrielle's story throughout the arc of the whole series. At what point, I mean, was that the plan from the beginning, that it would really be Gabrielle's path from, this outsider, young, naive girl to being strong at the end?
Yes, that was always the plan, is that it would be Gabrielle's story. Talking about the hero's journey, and because really it's Gabrielle who goes through the so many changes throughout it, because really the hero has to remain enigmatic, whatever. This lovely young lady is pointing out that the show is really about Gabrielle's journey. Was that always the plan? And I said yes. Here's something it is though, right? But what's her journey? And in the end, she ends up. She's alive. She's holding her. Right.
Well, it's almost as if it's both of their journeys, because Xena almost has to become part of Gabrielle to really,
You're right. You're right. True communion.
I just because I had read somewhere that originally it was going to be kind of like the whole off of Hercules kind of sidekick kind of model, but at what I was at what point did you guys realize that it was that important, that kind of a...
Only when you mentioned it. She said, at what point did you realise that was the truth and how significant it was that Gabrielle was really the hero of the show? Just now. Thank you. Next.
Hi, Lucy. Sorry, this is a question for Lucy. But okay, I still love you. But Lucy, I was wondering if you could tell us whatever happened to that painting your mom did of the flying hedgehog.
Oh my God, she asked about the painting of my mother's hedgehog. It's this story about my mother was trying to photograph this really cute roadkill, and neighbours caught her looking at it. They were like refugees. I just wrote a story about it for the New Zealand Herald. I don't know if they'll do it. Anyway, they spotted her studying this really cute characterful roadkill, this hedgehog, and they were like, no, you know it. And she's like the mayoress of our town, and she brings refugees some tea, so it's like sausages or stew, I don't know what it was. And then she's looking at the roadkill, and they're like, no, you know it. So she wants to paint it, because she's an artist and using things from life, right? So she comes back at night under the cover of darkness. And there, in the street, the quarry shone. So she gets out the back of her car a shovel. And she's carefully scraping it up off the road so she can... And who should be standing there but the Ethiopians? And they're just horrified. Like, who is this woman who's bringing us these like random meat products? Like, this country beats all. We thought Ethiopia was bad. You know, these people seem to have so much, and yet... Okay, so my mother did, in fact, she just carried on, put the hedgehog in the back of the car, and drove home. And I asked her to find it. She couldn't find the painting. She was like, oh, I think I gave it to somebody who's now in China, and they couldn't find it. I don't know if she found it or she did another one. But she sent it to me in email, and I sent it to the editor to accompany the story, because it really needs that punchline of the photo, of the actual painting. And so, yeah, it may well be printed, but maybe Mother's Day, or I don't know why. It exists. I hope you'll see it soon.
Hi. So a couple of our unites did something fun for us this year, and they made a scavenger hunt. And one of the check marks on it is to get the stars to say Caltaka. So would you mind?
She wants us she wants us to say Caltaka. I don't know why you think this is so hard. Caltaka. Can I get a bottle of Caltaka? Room temperature, please. Do you remember that? Just say Caltaka.
Caltaka.
She was tied up at the time.
Oh God, that one, yeah. Caltaka.
Oh yeah.
Beautiful ladies.
Oh, yeah, yes. Oh, you're very nice. Hi.
Hi, this is actually for Lucy. You referred to yourself as unapologetic in a male-dominated world, and I was wondering how that plays out.
Yeah.
I was wondering how that plays out in your daily life, especially with parenting.
I never... Well, I don't have to apologise. Obviously, my family, I'm just an integral part of the thing. I never really knew why they wanted to keep me around, because I'm not very useful. I do the dishes, but my husband cooks, my husband gardens, my husband looks after dogs. I work with dogs, but I get the kids to school. I was like, other than that, don't know what use they have for me. But it turns out, since I've been away recently for a couple of months at a time, that what I do is not a masculine trait. It's that I cool down everything. Otherwise, it gets a bit sergeant majorist, when the dad's running a home and everybody's running like this, and my dad gets stressed, and I chill everything out. And I feminize it, and that's a good. You need the yin and yang.
I guess more what I was asking was,
And she's like, wrong, 2 out of 10, you're wrong. Incorrect response.
Very good, very well. I mean more like, how do you train your kids to be able to stand up in a male-dominated world?
With treats. I don't have any issues really with, I like men. I'm fine with men. I don't think of myself as less than. Occasionally you might meet somebody who has a different, who might think that I'm less than if I'm a woman, but I don't really notice it. I guess I just bulldoze through.